Welcome back to NATOR'S Game Picks, ladies and gentlemen. Regular season is in the books, Yet again, we finished out a 12-4 record. Maybe if I ran my franchise, we would always go 12-4. But for week 18, my upset alert of the week with the Titans over the Jaguars came to fruition. I was a little bit off for the score. I predicted 27-17. The Titans beat the Jaguars 28-20 and eliminated the Jaguars from the playoffs. And even though that happened, Tennessee still fired head coach Mike Vrabel. So for all intents and purposes, I got it right. My overall record for the regular season is at a 159 games correct to 113 games predicted wrong. So that's for the regular season. NATOR'S Game Picks will continue until the Super Bowl champion has been crowned. So let's start this journey together. You can probably hear me very loud right now. That's because the volume has been turned up. It's playoff football. Let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, some very big matchups to look forward to here for Super Wildcard Weekend. Now there's an extra game on Monday night for that weekend because of the extra team in the playoffs. So let's go ahead and break it down. Let's start off with the first matchup. It's the Browns at the Texans. These two teams met each other in the regular season. This is Joe Flacco's coming back to the postseason. CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, first year playing, clinched the AFC South and are hosting a home playoff game. Now, the Texans have lost 4 games in a row to the Browns. 4 games in a row. Their last 4 games, they've lost all of them. These two teams have never played each other in the postseason, so it's something new here. Texans at home, they did win their last home game in the playoffs. They played the Buffalo Bills in 2019. This is going to be a big game for them. The Cleveland Browns defense coming in there, number 1 in passing yards allowed. But CJ Stroud is not afraid to let that ball go. Nico Collins finished the year strong. Dalton Schultz is contributing with CJ Stroud. Their running game, their defense is flying around. This defense is really coming together. So I think this is where they need to make an impact against a experienced Browns offensive line that can move pieces up front. And they've been playing hot. They rested their starters last week against the Bengals. But expect this Texans defense to come after the passer here, which is Joe Flacco. I think this game is a shootout, and I do think the Texans here break this 4-game losing streak to the Cleveland Browns. They do it at home, and they do it in proud fashion in front of their home fans. I think they win here over the Cleveland Browns 35-27. All right, now let's move on. The late game on Saturday, the last game on Saturday is the Dolphins at the Chiefs. Supposedly it's supposed to be below freezing temperatures. Arrowhead Stadium is not a friendly place to play. The Chiefs play very good here, regardless of the cold, wet, sleet, whatever it is. The Dolphins have lost 4 in a row to the Chiefs. And these two teams have played, this will be their 4th meeting in a playoff game. They've met 3 times prior in the playoffs. I think twice in the 70s and once in the 70s and twice in the 90s. These two teams are finished the season not on high notes. The Chiefs rested starters. Travis Kelce failed to get 1,000 yards receiving. And Patrick Mahomes has been on the spotlight for some other things, not so much associated with him passing the football. And the Dolphins finished the season on a low note as well, losing their AFC East division crown to the Buffalo Bills in the game for the division at the end of the season. So they're coming in here. Obviously, a lot has to discuss around this weather. There's been a lot of cold playoff games. It shouldn't affect how they play, but Dolphins are going to get tested here. The Chiefs' defense is really good at home, just as much as the Dolphins' defense is going to be tested by this Chiefs' running game. Favors Isaiah Pacheco, I believe, is healthy, and he's going to be trying to run the ball right at him. We're going to keep an eye on if Raheem Mostert plays for the Dolphins or not. I know Jalen Waddle is still questionable, so they might have to rely on backup running backs, and Tyreek Hill needs some other helping hands along with him if Jalen Waddle can't play. So we'll see how this goes. I do think the Chiefs don't go far in the playoffs, but I do think they get past the Dolphins here. In the 4th playoff meeting between the Dolphins and Chiefs, I got the Chiefs winning 26-16. All right, moving on to the noon game, 12 o'clock game on Sunday, this Sunday. Steelers at the Bills. The Steelers clinched the spot. That Jaguars losing to the Titans helped Steelers get this spot. The Bills are hosting a home playoff game, the second seed in the AFC. The Steelers have lost 3 of their last 4 games to the Bills that for regular season, and this is their 4th meeting in the playoffs. The Bills playing the Steelers for a 4th time in the postseason. And the last time they played was the NFC divisional round in 1995, which the Buffalo, rightfully that ended Buffalo's hopes of coming back closer to the Super Bowl again as they went to 4 straight in the early 90s. I think the Bills here at home will be tested. The Steelers are a confident bunch coming in there, running the ball hard. Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, two-headed monster, offensive line, moving people, moving the line of scrimmage. Mason Rudolph so far has not made those crucial mistakes that played Kenny Pickett when he was starting. And and essentially this game comes down to which quarterback makes the fewest mistakes, as Josh Allen is known for having the most turnovers since he entered the league in 2018. This could be a game won and lost by the quarterback. But whoever establishes the run and controls the line of scrimmage will have that fair advantage. I think this is a nail-biter of a game, very close, hard-fought, nitty-gritty. Mike Tomlin, I know his players are going to play hard for him. I know the Bills are excited. They're the second seed, and they can potentially host every playoff game throughout the postseason, potentially if they meet the Ravens. But I think the Bills do take care of business here, beat the Steelers. Also considering TJ Watt is out for this game. He suffered an injury against the Ravens in Week 18. Late in the game, that's a big loss for them. So we'll keep an eye out on that. And the Bills, they still won't have Micah Hyde and Tre'Davious White as they've had season-ending injuries along with Matt Milano. But this defense is still very good. Very good defense, flying on all cylinders, very smart safeties in the back end still. I think the Bills pulled this out very close, 21-20 at home over the Steelers. Now to the 9th postseason meeting is a matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. A 9th postseason meeting. They split that, by the way. This will be the 9th, but in their previous 8, they're 4-4. One team has won 4 and the other team has won 4. So this is big. This is the most decorated matchup, most rivaled matchup of this super wild card weekend, as these two teams will be facing for the 9th time in Cowboy Stadium. The Cowboys finished the season NFC East champs. The Packers, Dak Prescott leading the NFL with 36 passing touchdowns. Jordan Love is second with 32 passing touchdowns. They're matching up against each other. This is going to be an exciting, fun game to watch. A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones are in the backfield for the Packers. Kind of got their feet under them. Aaron Jones did in his last 2 regular season games as he was sidelined for a large portion of the middle of the season. And the Cowboys running game starting to get them some momentum as they have to be able to run against a soft box when there's 2 high safeties as they're trying to take away the deep shots to Jake Ferguson, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Jalen Tolbert. So we're going to see how that works. Another note here is that the Cowboys have lost 9 of their last 10 games to the Green Bay Packers. I've been a Cowboys fan since 2008, and I remember in 2008 they beat the Packers. And since then, I've only seen them beat the Packers one other time. So I'm not counting that win in 2008. They have struggled against the Packers. Dak Prescott is the one actually beat the Packers in Lambeau in 2016, his rookie year. They won 30-16. That's the last time the Cowboys beat the Packers. They've lost their last 2 playoff matchups to them as well. So this is going to be a big game, probably the game of the week of the weekend in terms of eyes, viewership, all that glitz and glamour that we know that the Cowboys always attract. So let's go ahead and leave everything aside. Let them play. I'm excited to watch this game. It's going to mean a lot. I think the Cowboys pull this off at home. We'll have the home crowd, get after the quarterback, pass rush, play sound special teams, and don't turn the ball over. That's what I can see win the game. For the Packers, they can win this game too, a multitude of ways if they win that turnover battle. And Jordan Love is able to have time in the pocket to try to pick apart the secondary. So a lot can go both ways for either team. But I do see the Cowboys coming out on top 37-28 at the end of this one. Let's see how that goes. All right, now the last game of Sunday night, the Sunday night game is going to be my upset alert of the week. We'll have the upset alerts for at least until the Super Bowl when there's only one match, and it's not really going to matter much. But this is the upset alert of the wild card week. I think the Rams will beat the Lions at home. These teams, I looked and said they have met once in the playoffs before, but that was in 1952, before like the merger, before like the Super Bowl and like the NFL, AFL even became a thing. So it would be technically their second matchup ever, but I'm gonna say since the merger, this is their first time ever meeting in the playoffs, the Rams and the Lions. The Lions here Obviously, feeling good. They're hosting a home playoff game for the first time since 1991. The Los Angeles Rams, after winning the Super Bowl in 2021, fell off to a 5-12 start, lost some key players, injured, but it seems like they found themselves back up again, and now they're in a position to make another Super Bowl run. So kudos to them. Sean McVay's a resilient coach, Matt Stafford with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, who's most likely potentially be the Rookie of the Year as he made a Pro Bowl. And then Kyron Williams, their running back, has been a huge asset to them. And in the backfield, we know how Sean McVay likes to run the stretch zone scheme, and then set up that play action. And for the Lions, they have the second team in NFL history since the 2013 Broncos to have 4 offensive players have 10 plus touchdowns each. Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown will stem to a Pro Bowl, in my opinion. But this is a lot riding on this game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be electric. It's going to be a lot of eyes on this game too, as I talked about the Cowboys and Packers. This game too, right behind it. It's going to be the next game to follow. It's going to be a wild weekend, ladies and gentlemen. But for my score predictions for this game, as I said, they'll be their first time playing the playoffs. The Lions have lost 3 of their last 4 to the Rams. I do think the Rams upset the Lions here. I think the Lions may fall 1 yard short, maybe 1 play away. It's going to be very close. It's going to be heartbreaking. It's going to be something to behold. Either way, this game can go either way. I'm just happy to be watching football, and hope everyone stays healthy. But at the end of the day, I see the Rams beating the Lions 27-23. And our final game, it features the Bucks. Bucks are at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. This will be their 6th matchup in the postseason. As we know about the 2002 Buccaneers team that went to the Super Bowl, their kryptonite was the Philadelphia Eagles, as they had lost to 2 years ago prior in both wildcard rounds. They beat them in the NFC Championship in 2002 to advance to the Super Bowl. Since then, they've only met in the wildcard of the 2021 playoffs, which was played in the calendar year of 2022. But they've played quite a fair times. This is almost like this is a second coming rivalry right here, a playoff rivalry between 2 teams that don't like each other. The Eagles have been a train wreck coming into the playoffs. The Bucks won their last game, not pretty, 9-0. They're impending. They need to make a move, whether they want to keep Mike Evans does he retire a Buck, or does he go somewhere else? He's going to want his bag. I think he deserves it. Career 94 touchdowns and 11,600 receiving yards in his 10th full season. It's unheard of. I think he should retire. Bucks stay there. Baker Mayfield needs to get a deal restructured to stay in the next 2 years. They found balance, and Rachaad White out of the backfield has been a consistent ball carrier and a receiving option out of the backfield. It's going to be interesting to see how they match up against the Eagles defense that have been quite in disarray in the last 4 weeks of the season. This is going to be a good game. I think they score a lot of points. I think the Eagles make a surge late and fall short in this one. Eagles have lost 4 of their last 5. They did win earlier this season. I think it was week 3 or something. Week 3 or week 4, they did beat the Bucks. But I think the Buccaneers contain Hurts inside the pocket. The Buccaneers' rush defense is very good. So if the Eagles going to have any success, it's going to be passing against this Buccaneers secondary. Obviously, all-pro safety Antoine Winfield Jr. Is going to be out back there watching, but the corners have not played their best football, and Devin White and Levante David haven't been the best in coverage this year either. But it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be exciting to see. I think the Bucks here pull this out at home, 31-28. And going forward, we'll see what that lines up for the division round. But as for right now, people enjoy wildcard weekend. The playoffs are here. This is when it matters. This is when the dirt talking and all the, my team better. No, he's not all that. He's garbage. No. Now is where it all comes to fruition. Now is when the pros play and the viewers watch. So no talking from everybody. Let's enjoy some football weekend. I'll see you guys soon. NATOR'S out.